Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. Welcome to Tea with Taiko. We'll just wait for a few minutes whilst everyone joins. Hey, Ivy, how are you?
Hi, Ben. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you fine. Thank you. Thank you
Oh,
for
that's
joining.
that's cool. I'm very good.
Me
And
too.
it will be first time I'm presenting here. I'm super excited.
Well, thank you very much for taking the time. And I know that it's like 3 a.m. your time, I believe, so that's dedication for you.
Yeah, for people from globally, this is hard to avoid. But that's okay. I can continue sleep after this session is done. No worries.
Oh. Okay, we'll go easy on you.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So let me share my screen.
Yeah. So before we start, let me just give a brief introduction to the people who are joining. But carry on sharing your screen.
Yeah, can you guys see it?
Yes, we can now. So,
That's cool.
Ivy, thank you very. First of all, thank you very much for joining our tea with Taiko. So, for the people who don't know what this session is about, we've invited Ivy from ZKPool to talk about not only ZKPool but something they've built specifically for Taiko. So before we go into all the details and the presentation around what this all is, maybe Ivy, you can just give a little bit of background, particularly around for the people who don't know or have never heard of ZK Pool, what ZK Pool actually is.
Yeah. Actually, I would like to introduce myself, my team, and the ZK Pool project a bit before actually starting a live demo. So my name is Ivy. I'm the project lead of ZK Pool. So I have been working in IT for quite a number of years. Um, and the recent years, I have a great interest in Web3. Like I ever worked in projects like the crypto exchange platform, the decentralized identity. And last year, I joined the ZK Pool team as Auraki Labs. So my team, the name of my team is actually Auraki Labs. So we were founded in last year, October. So we have a team of talents from all over the world and different industries, including blockchain, AI, internet, semiconductor. We are people with great passion to innovate in the area of Ethereum and the zero knowledge proof ecosystem. So our mission is to build the software and hardware infrastructure for Ethereum layer 2 and the zero knowledge proof ecosystem. We have actually a bigger mission. We want to connect the ZK computing power with the ZK projects. But we will choose Ethereum layer 2 ZK rollup as a starting point. Specific and before this ZK pool project, we actually already doing some already have some contribution to the Taiko community, like the testnet testnet 2, 3, and the alpha alpha 2, alpha 3, and alpha 4 testnet dashboards, like giving some statistics about how the overall testnet is performing. And if people still remember, so we have dashboard like this. Um, so why we build on top of Taiko? Um, so as we know that Taiko, so between among all of the like ZK rollup projects at the moment, Taiko is the first one who has opens up the decentralized proving network to the community. So that's really great. So that also enables us to start to do something on top of. That's why we chose Taiko. So some backgrounds about the ZKP projects, the challenges for the ZKP projects and the ZKP approval operators. So they do have some challenges to run as a ZKP approval operator. So for example, some ZKP projects may require a gas fee to submit proof or stake as a prover, so which brings cost and risk for the provers. And the different projects, they may use paid or random selection solutions to avoid redundant computation. Or different ZKP projects, they have different algorithms of prover software. So this makes it difficult for provers to accommodate these various projects. So the goal for our ZK pool is actually to bridge these ZK projects and the end provers who has the computing power at hand. So ZKPool recently we have published the A0 Phase 0, which is dedicated to the very latest Taiko Alpha 4 testnet. To support the users who want to join as individual provers. Taiko Alpha testnet comes with a new staking-based prover economics. The blocks will be distributed to the top 32 stake provers. To become one of the top 32 provers, a substantial amount of test Taiko tokens and a minimum of 32 prover machines are required. So this is very difficult for smaller and solo provers to successfully compete in this staking context. So the challenges specifically for Taiko A4 Alpha 4 testnet is that, for example, the provers they have to set up the node and do some configuration to make it working, to pay the gas fee to submit proof, to stake as a prover, and also has the risk to be slashed. So the capabilities for ZKPool to provide here is we gather small provers capacity together and stake as a pool. We operate to our best to minimize the risks of being slashed. A ZKPool calculates and distributes the rewards for provers. And finally, the ZKPool makes it really, really easy for the provers to join in. And I'm going to demo soon how easy that is. And before I start that, so there are some minimal hardware requirements like 8 or 16 core CPU minimum to run as a prover, 32 gigabyte memory. That's a recommended hardware configuration. As for the reward distribution, for this Taiko Alpha 4, it's a testnet. So the kind of ratio to start with is the ZKPool would take 20%, and prover is 80%. And be aware that this number is not set in stone. It's just a starting point, and we would adjust as we go and how the project performs. And Taiko A4, so the current rewards maybe not that clear like the actual value, but we are sure that in the future, the Taiko project and the ZKPool will provide the real reward to the community. So I'm going to start my demo now. So to use ZKPool, to connect to ZKPool, the first step is to join and to click the join button to create a user account and generate an access key. It's actually I already logged in before this demo. Let me just do it again. So this the login we provide two ways. One is the Gmail login, and the other is the external wallet, which is MetaMask at the moment. And this login capabilities we can make it like even more in the future. For the demo, I'm going to use Google email. So I'm going to use this Gmail address. Okay, I have logged in here. So the first page will it will bring us to a user overview page. So from here, there is a section about how to connect to ZKPool. The steps is we choose the operation system and hardware. So the operation system at the moment, we provided the binaries for Ubuntu and Mac OS. And the hardware for now is only CPU, but the GPU version is coming soon as well. So as I mentioned earlier, for the user registration, the most important part is to generate an access key. Then we can use this one command to run as a prover. Access key, let me go to the user details page. So this says I already have an access key. So I'm going to generate a new one. So this is very important here. The access keys only show once for security reason. And make sure to copy the access key. So I'm going to copy it somewhere in my text box. And let me go back to the overview page, the connect information here. So here, this is the one command to join the Taiko A4 project from ZKPool. So this is a copy paste button here, and I will copy. So can you see my this text edit? Hello?
Yep, we can see that.
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay, that's good. So I have copy pasted here, and I'm going to replace it with my account access key. And the other thing is about the device ID. So you can give this prover worker identifiable device ID. For example, for this demo, I will call it IV. Here's the 3. So I've already used the other names. So now I have this script ready. So all I have to do is actually bring up a command window. So I'm on Mac OS on this laptop. So I'm going to copy paste the script and just run it. Let's see how it goes. Oh, yay, it says ZKPool does. We can check the log how it works. Yeah, it says that has the handshake successful. That means it connects to the ZK pool now. And let's go back to the dashboard. Okay, we can see that from the provers here, there is an IV test 3 just appeared as online. That means we did connect successful. And that's actually all we need to do to connect to ZKPool. Just prepare the script and run it from the device. And the logs, it will take a few minutes, maybe some minutes, 4 or 5 minutes for tasks to come through. This really depends on how many provers at the same time. And the logs we will see when a task comes through is something like this. So after the heartbeat message, you will see that ZKPool received a Taiko A4 task and information about the task, and this generating the witness of the block. Some blocks like start to create proof. So by the way, you guys can see my command window, right?
Yes, we can.
Cool, cool. So create proof, yeah, something like this until it is finishes generating the proof and submit the proof back. And and once the proof is submitted, you will see also we have on the dashboard, we have like proof history here about the blocks actually being submitted by this user, and also attach the transaction hash here if you want to know more about the transaction on layer 2. And above the proof is the assets section. The rewards will be calculated. At the moment, it's not real time. It's on daily basis. But here, the proof history would give the users quite relatively real time, not real time, but you can see the feedback is pretty quick that once you have a proof being submitted, the state might be called proven, and after some time it will turn to verified. I think that's my demo. It's really fairly straightforward to connect to ZKPool, and that's the main purpose for us, to make it very easy for the provers to operate. Don't have to worry about staking, have to worry about the paying for the gas fee, don't have to worry about a slash. Just connect to it, and you can start to harvest the rewards. So here I really encourage everybody to give it a try, to see how easy it is actually. And if you have any questions or feedbacks, feel free to join in our Discord channel or on our tweets, and we will be very happy to reply on those. I think that's all. That's the I have finished my demo.
Well, thank you very
So
much, Ivy. Yeah,
no worries.
thank you. That was very, very interesting. So, um, I have actually have one simple question here.
Yeah.
So, to begin all of this whole process, um, you talked about, the minimum hardware requirements, from that perspective. So those minimum hardware requirements simply match up with the requirements that we also have for our node runners.
Yeah.
So in order to set all of this up from the very beginning, do the users need to set up first their Taiko node before connecting to
No,
ZKPool?
no, no, it's not required. Or just have the hardware prepared, then run this one command script. You don't have to set up anything for like no stuff. That's why I said it's super, super easy.
Right. Okay. So for your general user, it's basically follow those simple instructions. As long as they've got the hardware for this, they just go to that script, copy the keys, copy the code, and then just simply run that and they're connected.
Yes, yes, just simply run it.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you. So I see we've got some questions coming in from our community. So
Um,
yeah, David MNE, you're on stage.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah,
Hey,
thank you. Thank you for your presentations. It's an amazing job. Yes, the ZKPool is really, really good.
Thank you for your recognition.
As far as you know, my team is also introduced in already Давай мне pool for people to join and try to build and prove their blocks.
Yeah,
It's
I think I saw
it's
that.
yeah. So we also introduced, but we didn't introduce any web interface yet, like you
Yeah.
did. So it's very beautiful web interface and very handy. In our case, it just CLI command that prover has to run, like to provide some data in file. So my question basically is related to the server requirements as well as a slashing question. So first question is, so if it comes to the proof task, when you ask the prover to generate the proof, do you distribute the load to generate the proof among different servers, or you just to ask to provide the proof for one particular block, which is you caught in the in the blockchain?
We actually, so the way how it works at the moment for Taiko R4 is that we actually stake as a prover on behalf of all of the prover workers connected to the pool. So we have got the tasks, and we will actually distribute the tasks to all different prover workers.
Okay.
So it's
Yeah.
not the prover worker always receive the same tasks from the same prover. So we might stake one prover or multiple provers.
Yeah. So basically, to
And
generate proof for one particular block is assigned to some prover from the pool, right?
yes.
Okay. Okay. And thank you for answer for first question. Second question is, what would happen if that prover did not submit the proof and in this certain amount of time, and that basically means that you will be slashed to not submit the proof for that particular block. How the prover would be penalized, or what would happen in this case?
Yeah. So this very first version A0 phase 0 release, we didn't for the fallback, we didn't put in place yet, but we did consider how to like regulate in this area. So in the future, we so the first solution we would like to have like a backup, like a standing backup provers there. If the proof is not coming back in time, we could allocate it to our backup prover to submit that. That's one way. And the other way in the future, probably not now, but until probably we'll introduce a little bit like mechanism, like a little bit staking to make sure that the provers they will act honestly, at least to the best to their efforts. So those kind of mechanisms not here in place yet, but it will be taken into account of the ZKPool protocol in the future.
Yeah, I see. So currently we're also facing the same challenge, honestly.
Yeah.
So that's why when I saw that your message that you're splitting the reward like 20/80, I was kind of, how to say, surprised, because we do believe
Surprise?
that
Is it too high or too low in your opinion?
too low, I would say.
Too
So
low.
basically, that basically means that currently prover which could join your pool has nothing, like no skin in the game. They don't have any risk, but you are risking all your stake in the protocol, right? So
Yeah.
that basically means that bad behaviors may easily drain all your stake in a short period of time, right? So just to join like from multiple accounts to the pool, and that means that if you have a proper stake, a lot of blocks will be assigned to you to prove, but the provers badly behave, just like, and they do not prove any blocks, and that basically means that all your stake will be slashed immediately. I mean, not immediately, but in short time. And having that in case, sharing 80% of their, it's just my opinion. I mean, like from our point of view as of now, and sharing 80% with prover when they do not have and share any risks with the pool runner, it's kind of too generous, I would say.
Yeah. We actually did consider here as well. So it also related to the first question we asked, what if the proof is not returned? Why is that? So one is that hopefully, like in the future, we have the fallback mechanism and some necessary regulations about the proofs will help us to reduce the slashes. So the other, why we put this number here, it's a starting point because this is a test net. We wanted people to try on ZKPool. And the percentage, I think we will adjust as according to the real situation in the future. Make sure that both ZKPool and provers they earn rewards. Not just like
I see. Thank you. So so that's why we consider some different approaches where we would provide the options. So if user would like to have like more margin on their, like more share on their pool provers, they would probably need to stake something, either USDC, ETH, or TTKO, to have some kind of also skin in the game. And if they stake something, not necessarily TTKO, but if they stake something in the pool where they will share the risk to be slashed, that basically means that they may get higher percentage of share. So that.
Yeah. Definitely, there's something to take into account.
Yeah, but one more time, thank you for your presentations. It's a wonderful job. Yeah. So
thank you very much for your questions. I think what you have raised is something we have been thinking about as well. I think those are really the pinpoints. So all of, like, not just you, like everybody who is building a pool for those ZK projects they will face.
Yeah, I hope
thank you very much again for your questions.
More pools
it's really useful.
More pools we have, it would be better for project in general.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Definitely. Is there any other questions?
Sorry, I was on mute. Thank you, Dave A.M.E., for all of your questions, and thank you, Ivy, for helping to answer them as well. I don't see any more questions at the moment, and we're coming up to the 30 minutes, so it's been like a really, really good and interesting presentation. So I know it's very early for you, so thank you very much for taking the time to talk to our community here.
Thank you again for the chance for me to showcase ZKPool here. And before we end, I would like to encourage everybody to try on ZKPool again and to ping us on Discord if any feedbacks, any questions.
No, thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah, so if anyone's got any questions for Ivy, they have their own Discord, and you can head over there to ask them any support questions around the product that they've recently launched on Thursday. So with that said, we're coming up to exactly the 30-minute mark. So thank you very much for everybody's attendance. I don't see any more questions. So with that, I will close the call. Thank you, everybody, and we'll talk to you again next week. Take care, everyone. Bye
Thank
bye.
you, Ben, for the session. Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you.